Hi there. Today is something of a mixed bag. Uh, it's almost my own tutorial, but with the use of other tutorial. And it's about my project I'm already doing. It's called Return of the Space Invader. And the problem I had with it was that I couldn't achieve the movement of my spaceship. When I press a button, it moves a little bit to the left, then stops and has a little bit of rotation while moving, and then it also returns to the original position. It's pretty easy. Next time you press, it does the same. And if you press it while it's doing it, it won't do that again. You will be able to do that only after the full stop. So while I was doing it, I discovered that there are pretty different type of signals inside dreams. And while I'm not very happy using all those variables, those were the only solution I could get to do what I want, and that was thanks to another tutorial I found by Latesl UK. She's a wonderful YouTuber. You should all subscribe to her. Where she was explaining how to set up those variables for rotators.
Maximum value to be 10.
That's actually,
And then I've linked the current value into...
yeah, that's the exact tutorial called Dreams PS4 tutorial player controlled rotation speed. So that's what I needed. I needed to, now, sorry, I will hide the screen capture. Yeah. So I had to so basically she did what I wanted. The half of work that I needed to do was described in this tutorial, and I will try to replicate what I've done right now to show you the whole process. So I will delete all the wires and hide the microchip and make another fresh one. So when we, I always mix those buttons. So basically what I was thinking, that you can make a signal manipulator that will have some fall off, like 5 seconds fall off or 3 seconds fall off. Yeah, to the simple move transform. And to do so, I will use I will start with the node just to ease things up with the connection, but at first I will use not the sensor. There is a sensor inside, so when you press a button, I guess you already all know there is a sensor to that button, and I will use a switch just for tests. And what I was thinking was that you use a signal and you use it to power the move, and you choose the affected object wire here. So we need to move this. Sorry, we need some grid snap. Grid snap. Yeah, we need to move this way, and grid snap go away. So when this happens, when you start the time, it just moves, and that's all. And when you use pulse instead of fall off, it just moves and stops. Yeah, that was perfect. And after this experiment I had, I thought that maybe if I use the same stuff with the rotator, it will work. So I installed a rotator and also made it affect this object and connected it to the power. So yeah, also while I was doing it, why did I turn you off, grid snap? Maybe because I hate you. So we needed to rotate in a different direction. We needed to rotate it here. So after all this, it was perfectly fine for me, and I thought, wow, now I need to make it return to original rotation position, so it won't turn every time when I press a button. But that's where it became tricky. While you can use something like counter, which can transform signal from pulse into a constant. Yeah, you see now, you cannot, for some reason, I wasn't able to make it change direction and at all. I won't copy the whole process I was going through, but then I stumbled onto Latesl UK tutorial, and I copied the part with the variable. So the main story with it was that you make a variable and you give it a minimum and maximum value. Oh, is there a probe? I can how can I change the number? Is there I forgot how to change numbers, so we'll use this pretty dumb method. So I needed the value to go around -10, and also +10, but okay, so the initial value would be 0, and it connects to rotation speed. So before you do that, I had a real problem with if you have initial speed value already put in into your rotator, and you then connect some other value, like you give it 1 or 2. Oh no, not let's give it like let's give it a 10. That's what Lady Flex describes in her tutorial, and when you connect this to this, it gives you 20, so it multiplies the number you're giving it with the value by the number you have in your initial speed. So if you want it to be the same, you have to put 0. This must be 0. So when you connect this to this, you will for some reason have this strange number of 114.6. Anyway, zero. Okay, great. So now what I needed to do, I needed to have it could be done through timeline, but I hate timelines because I had not very good experience with it in Dreams, and that's why I'm using timers. Timers are pretty easy to understand. So the first timer will react and give a change to our variable. When timer finishes, it will power the variable modifier and will give it +01, because also you have to name it. That's very crucial stuff. I call this one speed. Let's call it speed R to be precise, because we will need also to in the future we will need another one. So in the variable modifier we choose speed M, speed R, yeah, this one. And it will give us a new value of +01. because there is a very strange transformation you've already seen. If I change this value to 0, 1, we have a magnification of 5.7 degrees, and I don't know how the conversion goes and what's the logic behind it, but I guess it's mathematical transformation of simple numbers to radians or degrees, and they don't work together, and you have to, there is some formula behind it, I don't know which one it is. I forgot the whole mathematics I had in at school. So anyway, the second timer will react when the rotation needs to go back. So it's, I don't remember how much time I used in my previous, so I'll use 1.5 seconds. So after 1.5 seconds, we will use another variable modifier, which will give our speed R variable a minus 0.1 signal. And after that, we will use another timer that will after 2 seconds. Okay, 2 seconds. It will return the value of 0 to our speed R variable. Yeah, but this connection is wrong. We should connect it like this. So let's check what we have here. And nothing happens. Why? I don't know. So so this one does minus 0, 1. This one does 0. Okay, let's make this one a little bit bigger, and this one a little bit bigger also, to see more. For some reason it stops. Maybe the timing is, maybe we'll need more time for this. Yeah, but 0 and the set to 0. Yeah. Rotation goes well, but for some reason it doesn't return to the original form. It's 0. let's trick the stuff and make it earlier. Even earlier. There is some bug here, but I will have to investigate more. And you see what's happening. After I've set up the rotation stuff, mover stopped working like it was before, and I also don't know why is that, and I would really appreciate any suggestion, because nothing's really changed for it. But after that it just won't stop moving. Before that, when the power on signal manipulator stopped, mover just stopped with it, but now it's not. It's just continuing its movement. That's why I had to dump the signal manipulator and made a setup for a mover separately. And I won't copy it right now to spare your time. I will just show you what I had to do after that, because what I was able to like, if we dive into this model and we'll take a connector from here to this node and we'll turn off the switch, and if we will check what will happen now, it's perfectly fine, except when you press it twice it will turn and turn and turn and move, and that's not good, because for a player you won't, at some point you won't be able to manipulate the spaceship. So I had to set up some exclusive gates to make a logic for it not to work while the cycle is still on. And it took me a while to set it up. So I will show you it here on this microchip. Yeah, so I had to set up another variable called gate, and which changes. Okay, for some reason I don't know why, but I wasn't able to operate it with signal also. So when I connect, like, my logic was, when stuff finishes at the final third timer, I could connect this to close gate, and gates will close, like to this one. Yeah, there is a node here called close gate, but for some reason it doesn't work. When I connect it and timer goes, gates are still open. I guess it's because the signal here is the main one, and it works as I don't know, higher priority than any closed gate node. I don't know. So I had to use values again and variables, and I changed the variable of priority here on this gate, and when I start things, this timer, which is 0.10. Oh, I understood. No, this one's the same. So this timer sends a variable change, which gives this gate 0, and it closes. So if we connect the switch, and we will see timer goes, yes. So at the start of the cycle, the signal goes through, and it automatically closes the gate, but at the end of cycle the gates are open again, so the signal can go through only after the cycle ends. So this is how I solved this problem, and thanks to this wonderful lady from UK who made this rotator tutorial, which helped me very much. But while doing this, I discovered that I had another problem, and it was hidden from me by myself, by my own picture here, and at the side of the screen. You see my graphics memory is 75% full, and I thought, why? So I don't have anything in my scene. But it turns out that my ship is pretty big. It's minus, you see, it's 45%, and I had to go, and now I have to make some graphics optimization, and that will be the other part of my work in progress video. So thanks for watching, and be a dreamer.